having seen many videos that are on social media, that are all over social media, showing how maids have been mistreating children at home, have been mistreating their workers at home, how even the workers have been mistreating these domestic workers. So we want to look at how we can manage them before they become a problem. What are you doing to ensure that that house helper is really enjoying the work at your home? And again, even you bosses, how are you treating them? Sometimes they do these things, they do these funny things in retaliation to how you react to them, or how you handle them. So we want to see how we can manage them and how we can ensure that they also have they enjoy their work. I mean, you shouldn't be a boss who is also, who is also bringing a negative energy towards them. Now, Elma, you're welcome once again. Now, I want to I want you to share with us what are the benefits of hiring a domestic helper, or why do we need a domestic helper?
Thank you, Prisca. The reason as to why we need domestic helpers at home is they are there when we are not. They help a lot when it comes to ensuring our homes are safe, ensuring our children are safe, because most of the times we are working. Gone are the days where when women used to sit at home and do, home responsibilities and keep their homes. Now women work. Prisca, you're always here, you're working. Meaning you don't have enough time to look after your children and ensure your home is clean and they have food to eat on time. So we have these domestic helpers to help to fill that gap where you are not. So I think most homes need them, unless someone is not a parent. Because Prisca, I believe if you are still single, I do not see reason as why you should have a maid when you don't have children. No, when you don't have children, when you don't have children to look after, when you don't have a big home to clean, I don't think you need a maid. Because, Prisca, you're not a baby. You can clean your home on the weekend or on your day off and keep it clean until your next day off.
I tell you, some people have them.
Actually, now we even have helpers who just come,
and go
they
back.
do the cleaning and they go. But that actually helps those who do not have babies at home. Now, for our case who have children at home, the case is different. We need people who are there 24/7.
Okay.
So by all means, there is no way we can avoid them. We need them.
So what you're saying, they are a necessary, sorry to say evil, but they have to be there.
Yeah, they have to be
because
there.
some of them have really been not good, and we have to have them much as they are not good. Okay.
And the problem, you can't know.
You can't know.
Yeah, when you're hiring, you can't
there is a way
tell.
they pretend in the first year or in the first month, and you're rest assured that this person will work for me even for an entire year.
Prisca, you say there is a way they pretend.
Yeah.
When you got a job at UBC, the way you used to behave, is it the same way you're behaving now?
Yeah,
after
I'm
years?
still behaving. I still love my job.
But still, there is that openness with your bosses that wasn't there when you had just got a job.
Slightly.
So the case
and
is
we
not so
shouldn't fear
different.
them so much. You see, we have also to be these people. You have to not to show people that you overfear them. Okay,
Yeah, very
you have
true.
to always open up. Now,
Yeah,
Elma, you've talked about why we need these domestic workers. How do I find a reliable one? It is also another question.
And actually, it's a complicated one because there is no best place to find a good one. Just like a single person who is looking, there is no best place that when you go to church you'll get a perfect partner. It's not there. It's the same thing that applies to maids. There's no place that because even you can trust Elma to look for a maid for you because you've seen whom I have is good. But Elma might get you someone thinking, I've talked sense to this girl, I've counseled her, so I believe she can settle. She comes to your home, she behaves well in the first 2-3 months, then she opens up and lets it all out. So there is not actually, there are even these people who tell us that they have offices. You pay, I get you a maid. But I have friends who have tried them.
They have
And
failed.
actually, those people are fake to to an extent that they even talk to these ladies. Don't mind, you're going to work for only 1 month or 3 months. We get you another place where you're going to work.
I hear that it is also another kind of business.
It's another kind of business because if Friska, you want a maid, and I'd be like, give me 200. I get you one who is well trained. Of course, you can be like, I've been having this one. She doesn't know anything. I'm the one teaching how to clean, how to cook. She doesn't know anything. So these ones come to you and they're like, we are going to get you someone who is already trained. She even knows how to act. So there's nothing you're going to, you're not going to use a lot of energy on her.
Then, Elma, there is also another belief that once you get a maid from the village, that one, be rest assured that she's going to learn on the job, but she will be the perfect one. But hey, I've realized that these so-called maids from villages, rather from villages, are the ones that are, they are causing havoc.
Actually, those
You
ones.
teach them and they learn on the job. At the end of the day, after mastering each and everything, they are, they let it out. So where is the right place to pick a maid? Should I bring this one in town and go with that? At least they're already trained. They have an experience.
You should just include God.
I know.
Looking for a maid, ask God. When I was looking for a maid, when I'm looking for a maid, let me not lie that I've had one all my years that I've had maids. But when I'm looking for a maid, I pray about it. Now that I have babies who can't speak for themselves, I pray about it and I'm like, God, if she comes here and she's not the right one, show it to me earlier. And surprisingly, when that person comes, that exact day they start acting funny and you're like, yeah, the signs are already around the place. So I won't wait to leave your home alone, and be like, I'm surprised how she acted. So I always ask God, and that's the exact prayer I pray. If she's not the right one, show it to me. Reveal it. And he always does. There is one that I got. Let me give you an example. There is one I got. I made that prayer and I was like, God, because a friend of mine who was going to get her for me told me she's her younger sister. So I trusted this one because she had worked somewhere at my mom. I knew her, and she was really hardworking. And she was a very good cook. She was so clean, like everything was good. So she told me I can get your younger sister. Because she knew I treat them well. So she's like, my sister is looking for a job, and you're the best person to help me out. She can work for you. And I was like, how old is she? She told me she's 16, and I was like, but that's underage. Okay, I was lying. She's 18.
See, that is also another first lie.
A first lie. Do you know why they lie about age?
They know
Priska, if they tell you that she's 30, you're going to be, bring management home.
Will
this one here me? Now I don't want even competition.
Yeah.
Then she won't even respect me because we are age mates. So women tend to want younger age. So she told me, but she's young, she's behaved and all that. So I was like, okay, are you sure? She was like, yes, I'm sure. So the girl came. Priska, when she showed up, how she was dressing. She was wearing a sleeveless, white sleeveless. The boobs were out, very big boobs. They were out, like she wanted me to eat them. She was wearing jeans. They were very tight on her. She had a big stomach. The behind is not so big, but the clothes were so tight. She looked like she was in her 27. By the way, I'm good at predicting age. She looked like she was in her 27, but how she was dressing, it wouldn't have been a problem with me, because I believe if a man is to cheat, I don't even if I want a hajat as a maid or no, he will still cheat on him with a maid. So that wouldn't have bothered me. She had natural hair, and it was
tied. There's the way they tie it, and
it wasn't touched. It wasn't tied. It was combed wild.
Wow.
So I was like, okay. She had makeup, lipstick to this end, wanja. She, very dark eyebrows. I was like, okay. You're welcome. My name is Elma. You can call me Mama Hillary. You can call me Mama Hillary. My name is Elma. You can call me Mama. Whatever you choose, I'm okay. Because I realized we were almost 8 minutes by the time she came. And she was like, okay. I was like, so you're so cool. Okay. like
Very polite.
very proud.
Yeah.
No, she was
Proud.
very proud. Yeah.
Really?
So by then, my son was young. She was I had a son who was 2 months. My son was crying and my daughter was carrying the boy and was like, "But mommy, this boy is not. I'm trying, but he's still crying." She was really tired and I was cooking. I was busy. So I was doing things very, very fast for her. She came, she went in the sitting room and sat, then got a very big Techno smartphone and she started shoo, shoo,
Swiping and
swiping.
Swiping.
Hello. I'm in town. I'm here at home in Kawempe. Uloza Nimba. I'm not lying. No. Day one. Like, you're not even an hour. Like, I've given you a seat. It's not even yet warm.
Now, Elma, this also brings me, do we allow maids to have phones?
They should have phones. Actually, it also depends what kind of maid. When you see they are responsible enough for them not to be taken up by their phones, it's okay for them to have phones. Because actually, I think why most people would not want them to have phones is if a phone can control a mature person like me. Priska, you're home, you can't even give your husband time because you're on TikTok. So a phone needs someone who is mature enough to know when to use it and when not to. So if you have a maid who has that kind of understanding to know when to use a phone, I think they should have their phones for safety reasons. Because even when you're here, how will you hear from her if just in case you have an emergency at home, your son is sick, and she doesn't have a phone? How will you communicate?
I've heard some people say they don't want maids with these phones. They take up their time.
It depends.
The food goes bad when they are just there. They burn food. I mean, a lot of reasons, but I think we need them to have phones.
When you get a maid, I think you have to understand the kind of person you've got. It's just like you're in a new relationship with someone. You need to know them. Who are they? What takes their time? What do they love? In their free time, what do they enjoy? If they're watching TV, what consumes their minds when they're watching TV? Like, you need to know what your maid loves. It's really important.
Okay.
That way you will know they have a weakness. When it comes to phones, they have a weakness.
Okay.
And when you know they have a weakness, now you can sit down and break down the rules. In this home.
So which rules should I lay on table for my domestic worker too?
It also depends on the age. Because you can't get a woman who is 40, 50. Then you sit down and break down the rules like you're breaking them for a 20 or an 18-year-old. It also depends on the age. Then it also depends on how you've sensed, like, what have you seen in this person? Because, Priska, when you first saw me, of course you had some judgment in you about me, as much as you couldn't open up and tell me. So I trust those first instincts. What you feel about someone, believe it. If you feel boundaries need to be drawn, do it. And giving these rules, sit down and actually think to yourself, will these rules work? Just in case I give them. Am I not? Because some people give rules, it's torture. Wake up at 5.
Not sleeping before
go to bed at 12. Those are the rules. That's torture. Because if this maid wakes up at 5 and does her work and by 8 she's done, why not rest if she wants to and you don't have a baby to pamper? Because the earlier someone wakes up and they do their work, of course they will get done early. So we should have rules that are really, it's easy for everyone to understand them, where you put those rules in the first place. Priska, growing up, I got an advantage of growing up in a home where both mom and dad agreed that they should have a maid, always have a maid. But then I grew up with a mom who never used to treat these maids like other people treat maids. She used to treat them like children at home. And she used to tell these maids, the day you come, choose between calling me Senga or Mama. So it was about this maid to choose. Let me call her Senga or let me call her Mom. That way, the neighbors could not even tell, yamzala oba si yamkolaki. Oba she's not the biological mom. But now we have bosses who want to treat maids like trash. You go somewhere, there is a video that I once saw some time back. They were cutting a birthday cake for a baby. And the maid was on the side.
In the corner.
In the corner. You saw that video?
Yeah, I saw it.
And the way she was looking.
The mother was enjoying the cake with her children as the maid was seated. And the way she was looking,
she was really sad.
She wasn't happy.
She was so sad. And remember, this is the one who stays with those children. And most parents are too busy that you don't even, like this maid knows your child more than you. Meaning they bond more.
Someone would also ask, do we, if in case they came to work for us, do we have also to forego some things because of them?
Of course, of course.
Why?
Let me give you an example.
You found me with a life.
Let me give you
to be strict on
Prisca,
me.
let me give you an example.
Yet it is maybe I have to enjoy
the
my
one
life.
let me give you an example about the one I have now. How I treat mine. How I treat my maids is the fact that my mom used to give them days off. She could get one day in a week and you'll be off. For me, that's not what I do, because I realized I might promise and then not fulfill that. Then she acts about it. So what I be like is, if you want to go somewhere, communicate on time. I see what you do about it. Because these maids, giving an example, some of them are falling for your husbands because you don't give them time to go and recharge sexually.
Really?
Yet you got someone who is old enough and they had already started having sex. Not all of them are so patient that when I'm working, not all of them are like that. Some of them will be like, but I started having sex. I can't starve myself sexually. So, and we tend to have weak men. Men are weak naturally. And it doesn't even matter the level,
So how often do you do it? Like,
no, actually, I don't do it like that. She always tells me, actually, mine is this: she doesn't have a boyfriend.
How do you know?
She's open. I keep them so open. I befriend them, and so they are also open with me.
Okay.
When you befriend them, they will always tell you anything. For me, I make them feel like they are my young sister. You're my young sister. I trust you that way. I treat you that way. So she's always open about everything she tells me. And actually, even the one I had, like the ones I've been having, but it also comes with problems. I'll tell you after.
Yes.
So she tells me, and she's like, can you imagine Onankwana? But I can't even love him. He's so mean. Can you imagine? He has never given me anything. So we are that open.
So by the time she says that, don't you think they are getting chance to get out of home when you're not around? Like, or they bring in people?
Actually, I told her that if you ever feel like you want to move, go meet someone, ensure you go when I'm around. Because I have no problem with it. That can only happen because when she asks, you won't let her Prisca. You should be reasonable enough to understand that if she has asked for 2 hours or 5 hours out or a day off, she needs it.
Okay.
If you do not think wisely before refusing her, you might face it later. Because just in case your husband ever makes a move, she'll be like, after all, she refused me to get her boyfriend out. She doesn't want me to move.
This brings me to this question. How do I establish effective communication with my house helper?
It depends. First and foremost, how you got. Who is she to you? What does she mean to you? How important do you see her in your life? Because to me, I'm one person who believes that that house manager is more important. I don't even know how to grade her when it comes to levels, but she's that important that she has your life at the palm of her hands. She can decide.
You're at her mercy.
Yeah, you're at her mercy. She can decide. Let me poison the sauce. She can decide. Let me kidnap this baby. She can decide. So communicating, we should do it. first and foremost, we should know, we should first put it into ourselves that these people need to be understood.
They're human.
They are human. Then they need to be respected. They're old enough. We should extend grace, because there is no man, there is no woman who ever went to a labor ward to give birth to a maid. We all got to give birth to to ministers, you know, presidents, to pilots, to doctors. Those are the things we want. But life was not, you know, doesn't treat us the way we want or the way we pray. So I believe that when this person is in your care, God brings that person to you for a reason. So I do not think communication should even be difficult when you understand the person. If you know how important this person is to you and decide to show this person grace, I do not see how complications in communication can come in.
Okay.
I don't even see how you can fail to effectively communicate. Because these people can understand, now auntie loves me so much, or mommy loves me so much. What am I making her happy? Trust me, if she's mature enough, she will ask that question. She will even start doing things. What should I do to make her, you know, to make her happy? Because she's making me happy.
But sometimes it is hard to make these people happy.
Because some of them don't know what they want.
Or is
just like humans.
Is it us who don't know how to, what we
no,
want?
No, even them.
Okay.
Even them, you know. Some of us, you know, you can be like, you know, I want a girl who is disciplined, who is God-fearing, who knows how to cook, who knows how to clean, who knows how to... Some of us have very long lists, of which those things we also don't know how to do them ourselves.
Okay, Elma, we are going for a short break. We shall start from there immediately after the break. Okay. And you're tuned to UBC Radio Inspiring Uganda. I'm Priska, with me I have Elma Nabuline, and we are discussing managing domestic helpers in our homes. Let's be back. Hello.